So I will admit, up to this point, the top 5 players at each position all time, it's been kind of easy, I think. I don't think there's been a lot of trouble with deciding who goes where. The centers discussion, on the other hand, this is a real thing. And the talk of who is the best center of all time or who the top 5 is, people are always going to have a different opinion on it, and that's cool. So we're going to dive into it. Top 5 NBA centers of all time. And this concludes this little series we got, and then hopefully I can find ways to kill time until 2K16 comes out on Thursday. Anyway, at number 5, we're going to go with Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, Hakeem, in terms of the post-game, there's not many who were better than him. Of course, there's the Dream Shake. And Hakeem really had a lot of guard abilities with the way he was able to move and handle the ball. And, of course, he did win the 2 championships. And weirdly enough, that Rockets team was kind of like a team from the future. Because the way they were built, it was Hakeem surrounded by shooters. And it seems like the NBA really didn't realize how powerful the three-point shot was until years later. But Hakeem, just great. He's Hakeem Olajuwon. Number 4, Shaquille O'Neal. Now, I know someone might say, but Hakeem beat Shaq in the finals. He beat Shaq in his Orlando days, but I think Shaq makes number 4 because, first off, the consistency is very good, but also, that 3-year stretch with the Lakers, potentially the most dominant player of all time besides probably Wilt Chamberlain. And I think if that Shaq goes up against Hakeem Olajuwon, I think Shaq wins that matchup. The unfortunate thing with Shaquille O'Neal is he could have had a better career. He could have been healthier. He could have just been more focused from a night-to-night basis. But his peak especially, just so good. And if we're looking at it from a talent perspective, from just like a skills standpoint, Hakeem is probably better than Shaq. David Robinson is probably better than Shaq. But size, strength, the hook shot, the just flat out dunking on you, the I'm bigger than you so you can't do anything about it thing that Shaq had, that was so good it made up for the fact that he wasn't as talented as other all-time bigs. And I guess the only unfortunate thing is that Shaq had the ability to be number 1 on this list, but he was content with being one of the best players of all time when he could have been the best, but that's fine because he's still Shaquille O'Neal. Number 3, this is tough. 3 and 2 are really tough. Gotta go with Wilt at number 3. Now I understand Chamberlain's numbers in the beginning of his career are just flat out stupid, okay? It's like 35 points, 25 rebounds, 50 points a game. The guy played 48.5 minutes in a season. Like, statistically, if we're just going by sheer stats, Wilt's the best player of all time. However, part of the thing was that the teams that he was on in the very beginning of his career, I'm pretty sure the offense was legitimately give the ball to Wilt every single time, and that's all it was. So, we can't entirely take his stats as seriously. You just can't, You fast forward a few seasons, the level of play in the NBA increases, and teams get smarter at defending him. Still fantastic, still incredible, still probably the 3rd best center of all time. The reason I have him at number 3, however, is because I have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 2. And the reason why I'm going to say Kareem is better than Wilt is because of the skyhook. It's the most impossible shot to defend in the history of the league. And if I had to choose between which one I want on my team, I'm going to take Kareem because, like I just mentioned, if I need a basket, we're going to him on the skyhook, and he's going to score. Now, if we're just comparing careers point blank between Kareem and Wilt, the end of Kareem's career, he was still a great scorer, but that rebounding is ugly. There are some seasons there he's averaging 6 or 7 a game. But kind of like Shaq, at his best with the sky hook, I just have no choice to me but to take Kareem over Wilt. Number 1, Bill Russell. I mean, defense, 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 and defense. The one gripe with Russell is you could say his scoring wasn't through the roof, but I mean, those Celtics teams were loaded. Havlicek, Heinsohn. Like, you know, Russell didn't need to score, but he still averaged like 15 or 16 a game, I believe. And yeah, as far as honorable mentions, I mean, Moses Malone was fantastic with his rebounding. David Robinson was great. And then yeah, so leave me your opinion on some centers that leave me your opinion, period. That's all I ask for. I'm done.